Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here today looking at Sail Away by designer Marc-André and publisher Mattel, specifically the German branch of Mattel. Mattel is mostly known, of course, for Barbie, and in the games field, mainstream games along the lines of Uno and Apples to Apples, and of course the Minecraft card game that sort of mysteriously appeared. But the German branch has issued a few light, family-friendly strategy games over the years, starting in 2013 with Geister Schatzsuchmeister by designer Brian Yu, as well as Yu's Kronen für den König. The former title went on to win the Kinderspiel des Jahres in 2014, and then was issued in an English version, finally mid-2016, as Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. Super. They had another design in 2014, Banya by Yu. 2015, nothing. I don't think so. 2016 is seeing this new design by Marc-André for 2 to 4 players, plays in about a half hour for ages 8 and up. And the game has all the hallmarks of André's earlier designs, Splendor and Barony, in that the game has lots of little tiny actions. You get these little baby step actions that don't seem like much, but they're just slowly getting you towards goals. Okay? And that's how you're going to score points. How does this game work? Here are the components of Sail Away set up for a 3-player game, with each player having their own player board. And on that board, you have standard crates, pirate crates, island claim totems, 4 money, and some crates that start the game locked on the side here, unavailable for use. The game is for 2 to 4 players, and the only adjustment based on the player count is how many islands you reveal in the playing area. You have 1 more than the number of players, and the other islands are set aside. You have 6 secret objective tokens, matching the 6 resources that are placed in play on the islands. You shuffle these, each player gets one, looks at it secretly. You have 1 public objective as well. Each player receives 6 ship cards, and each ship card shows 3 to 5 resources that it needs in order to sail, as well as the point value you will score should you actually fulfill this ship during the game. You shuffle the deck, deal 6 cards to each player. Everyone looks at their cards, they look at the islands available, they look at their objectives, and then they all reveal 3 ships at the same time, shuffling the remaining cards into the deck. You also reveal 3 cards on the side, which is a refill slot for use later in the game. You have a deck of 8 pirate cards that have special actions on them, and you shuffle that deck, lay out 3 cards, and remove the rest from play. You're all set to go now. That's minimal setup involved. On a turn, you are going to place 1 or 2 of your crates onto island spaces or pirate cards. A standard crate can only be placed onto an empty island space. A pirate crate can be placed onto an empty island space or on top of someone else's standard crate or onto a pirate space. So people keep taking turns. You place 1 or 2 crates. They must be placed on different islands unless you pay 2 coins to the bank, and then you can place them on the same island. So people will continue taking turns, doing different things, and then someone will eventually close off the island, claiming the last resource there. When they do that, they place their totem on the island. You then take all your crates and you place them on matching spaces on your ships. So I can fill these gem spots. Blue can place this one here. Green places this here. Maybe it doesn't have any cotton, or it chooses not to take that cotton. It can sell that cotton to the bank immediately and get 1 coin from the bank. Maybe it needs that crate for something else. When there is a pirate crate on top of a standard crate, the owner of that standard crate can either leave, letting the pirate take it, or pay that pirate player 2 coins in order to take the resource for themselves. So if blue leaves, I take this gem, and now I have completed this ship. Even though there are 4 spaces here, this box space is a stowaway space. If I actually filled that space, I'd get an extra 5 money from the bank in addition to the value of the ship. If I don't, however, I can still sail that ship, claim my crates, take that ship, and place it under one of 5 action spaces around my board. and that card stays face up until I decide to use it, in which case I turn it face down, and I'm done taking that action for the game. Okay, let's say I put it over here. On a later turn, I can flip this card, and I unlock these crates, giving me more items to use during the game. The other actions available to me: I can choose to place 3 crates on a turn, again paying if I want to place them onto the same island. I can place a crate directly onto one of my ships, ideally finishing that ship and allowing it to sail. I can place an island claim totem onto the board, and it's considered complete, no matter how many crates are on it. And I can use this to claim a pirate that has been set aside on one of the pirate cards. Normally these pirates sit here for the remainder of the game, unless someone uses an action to reclaim that pirate, or someone pays 4 money to the bank, in which case all the pirates over here go back to their owners. Why would you want to do that? Because the pirates sit there forever, locking up that pirate, making it unable for you to use or to take that action. You can take an action only once on a card, and they all have different effects. This card, for example, gives you 2 money from the bank whenever an island is claimed. This one lets you take a ship from another player with all the crates still on it. Someone can be almost full, and you just take that ship for yourself. This one over here, you can take a crate that's on an island, and you place it immediately on your ship. Okay, one of your own crates, that is. Okay, after we finish placing ships over here, I will take another ship, and then I get a reward for finishing that island of 1, 2, or 3 coins. This island goes away, new island comes out, and the next player in turn order goes. And we continue taking turns around the board, placing 1 or 2 crates, trying to complete ships, taking these special actions during the place crates phase whenever we want to use them, until someone has completed 5 ships. When that happens, each other player gets 1 final turn, and then the game ends. You then tally up your points, which is going to be the value of the ships that you have finished and sent off into the waters, and all your money. And whoever has the highest total wins. And there's an overview of Sail Away, which I played 4 times now on a pre-production copy sent to me by Mattel. And by pre-production, I mean this is not necessarily the finished version of the game. The insert looks pretty specific to this game, right? With this indentation to hold this piece and all the plastic bits and islands and the cards and all this type of stuff, as well as the player boards fitting in here. But the cards do not seem like finished quality cards. The cardboard bits I'm not sure about. There's black and white rules. Probably not going to appear that way in print. One aspect I didn't mention while explaining the scoring at the end of the game are the objective tokens that you are given at the beginning of the game. Each player has a secret objective. There's a public one as well. You look at the public one, say it has coconuts on it, and you see who has the most coconuts on these ships that they have filled and shipped away. And whoever has the most scores 1 point for each coconut space on those ships. Except for the stowaway in the box, because of course that's stowaway and it's secret. No one's supposed to know about that. So you can't fess up to that coconut space. And everyone scores their secret objectives as well, flipping them over. And you score 1 point for each of those matching spaces you have on your ships. We haven't found that to be that important in the 4 games that we've played. There's a few points, but you often aren't able to choose a ship that has a lot of that symbol, or the islands aren't out there with that symbol, so why would you choose a ship if it's just going to sit in front of you and you're not sure how quickly you'll fill it or not. So Sail Away is kind of like Splendor again, in that you need to keep making those hits over and over again. You have to keep grabbing the gem tiles and the cards themselves, and here you need to keep filling those boats, because that's the only way you get your crates back. If you run out of crates and it comes your turn to place a crate on the island, well, you have to take a crate off a boat and place it on an island or on a pirate card, which just means it's a null turn, essentially. You took an action before to get that crate on a boat, now you're just doing it again, or at least you're putting it on the island. Who knows when you're going to get back? It becomes a very important difference between the 2 and the 3-player game. Haven't tried 4 yet, but with 2 people, you have only 3 islands out there, and you can't necessarily rely on your opponent to fill that island. You see what they want on their ships, but maybe a type of resource appears on 2 islands. Which one are they going to go on to? Maybe they won't take it just to mess with you. They're going to try to make you strand yourself, be unable to fulfill a ship and get those crates back. And if you can do that, you're putting yourself on a good pace to stay ahead of that other person. That has not happened so much in a 3-player game. We only had that once. Possibly it's that we were not paying attention and just focused on what we're doing rather than trying to stiff other people. I think that could be the case. With 4 people, you're going to have 5 islands out, so everyone's spread out a little bit more. It's all about opportunistic grabbing. Try to get the thing that's going to help you complete the ship first. And you line up that special bonus from the pirate action, and then you're going to use that to fulfill something else, and you'll sort of pull that chain together, or you're pulling the rope to put up the sails, whatever nautical term you want to think of it, and lead yourself to victory.